Hi, my beautiful friend. I am so happy you're here. And I'm also really happy about what we're going to be discussing today, which is why femininity matters as Christians, especially for Christian women. I know that with like the times right now, there are different topics about femininity and different perspectives as well, and even just different beliefs as to how to approach femininity. For instance, right, I try not to use the phrase feminine energy, not because I think it is wrong. It's just the different ideologies that can come with it, if you get what I'm saying. And I think that energy, for me, my perspective is that energy involves your essence, how you present yourself, especially from the inside out. It reflects your thoughts, your beliefs, different patterns and behaviors, and just how people feel around you, and how you feel around others, how you feel inside. And as Christians, like, we have the Holy Spirit once we've accepted Jesus, and the Holy Spirit within us comes with energy, as we understand as human beings, just him being here, guiding us, giving us peace, joy and power. So I don't think the word energy or the combination of the word feminine energy is wrong. It's just the ideologies that can come with it. So that's why I say maybe sometimes I will avoid using that phrase. And when I think about it, I realize that for us as Christian women, it is even more important for us to embrace this along with the truth, not to avoid it, but to talk about it. So maybe in coming days, I don't know, I'll see how I approach it, sorry, but I don't want to stop talking about femininity because it is so important. And I want to get into 3 points as to why it is important. So the first thing is that femininity was created by God. You were created by God. You were designed by Him with your essence, with your nature, how you relate to the world, and your perspective. Femininity isn't wrong. In fact, it is divine. It reflects God, and even your identity and your purpose comes from Him. So that's why I enjoy talking about femininity and exploring it, because for me, I'm going deeper into who I was designed to be and who God created me to be as a woman, because He created it. And He created women with our essence and how we present ourselves to the world. So I want to understand why and the purpose for it and the impact that it can have on the world. And even just to understand just different ideas that have not been true regarding femininity that has affected us and our society more than we even know. So I don't want to take this perspective like from a worldly standpoint, but from a biblical standpoint, and from God's view of women. And even like when we are coming from a biblical view, there are still different perspectives that we need to address. Maybe some women view femininity as one thing, or as a nature, versus other women, and we're still all Christians. So I want to get to the truth of it, and I believe it matters for all of us. The other thing is that femininity reflects an aspect of God, because remember, we were created in His image. Therefore, the things that are very natural to femininity, such as caring about connection, caring about intimacy, caring about beauty, reflects a nature of God, reflects, different aspects that He cares about a lot. I remember reading the book Captivating, right? And they were talking about the fact that we as women, the fact that we are drawn to relationships and to intimacy and to romance and to just connecting, having good friendships, that reflects a quality of God. And it reflects a quality of God towards us because he cares about intimacy and connection. And the fact that we as women reflects that just to me allows me to celebrate it, to know that on this earth, we are reflecting a nature of God. And even caring about beauty, ensuring that our spaces, our homes are well designed with our different personalities, but still like, just reflecting our nature, and it to me also reflects God. Like when you go out into nature and you see the mountains, the trees, the animals, you know, it may not be necessary for life for us to have beauty, yet we still have it. And when I mean necessary is that it we are still alive and still present whether or not we have beauty around us, but it affects the quality of our lives if we don't have beauty, if we don't have something to just rest in and to enjoy. And since God created the world with such, intentionality to have beauty around us, it means that it is important. And for us as women, as we care about beauty a lot more than men, usually that reflects his nature as well. And I believe we should embrace it and to celebrate it and to have the right balances as well, because I understand that the beauty industry can be so like the profits from it can be so high, which it reflects that sometimes like the focus on beauty may be a bit too much, but that doesn't mean it's not important. It's good to have the right balance, for different things. The other thing is that healthy femininity is strong. I know that growing up that the view or perspective of femininity has been made to be seen as weak, as not really having much of a say. I know growing up as a teenager, I used to struggle a lot with I don't know, wanting to be feminine because of how it would be viewed as weak. But I've since discovered that femininity is actually really strong. Like a nature, an aspect of femininity is to be protective to our children, protective to those who belong to us and who need us to nurture them. Like, if you ever come up to a mom and try to do anything to her kids, I am sorry for you. And even like for a woman who has anything that she is protecting or taking care of, or anyone, she's very protective, very, very protective. And that is another aspect of femininity that ties well with masculinity, which does protect as well. But I love it. Femininity is not weak, it's very strong. And another thing that gives strength to femininity is how femininity multiplies exponentially. I can't stop thinking about the fact that, giving life, giving birth, which moms do, holding life, I should say, and giving birth to that life is multiplying exponentially the seed that mom received. And that ties into different aspects within our lives as well. Like when we're given something as women, we tend to work on it so much so that what we present is more exponentially more than what we received. And that ties into the strength of femininity, no matter the sacrifices that we need to make. And we have so much joy in doing that as well, especially when it is healthy. So these are some of the reasons why femininity is really important. It is important to study, to embrace, and to know more about, so we can align with who we are created to be as women and have more impact on the world, on others around us, and even ourselves, as God has blessed us to be. So thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you soon, exploring this topic some more. And I encourage you to just have a beautiful and blessed day.